and for radio.
Gentlemen, tonight marks a very, very, very special occasion. I believe this time, I've mentioned it before, several episodes back, and again, even further back, but the concept of a Pathfinder Society adventure, which is small and has 6 mini adventures. You'd think you'd get it says it do it in 4 hours. He says I said 6 episodes. Then we had like a little bonus content spin-off series, and I think we're at like, what, 25? What, like 14, 25 episodes? Season 1, I think I like to call it. But anyway, gentlemen, you've seen me with my giant water mug that actually has this logo on it. The steam whistle for playing Axis and Allies with the boys back in the day. We don't have Starbucks here in Canada. Well, we do. We just don't like it as much. We have Tim Hortons. And I have this, which has been recently pictured on Facebook and Instagram, thanks to Ashley Florence. Newest edition, honorary Romonger.
Yay.
And I have it full of tea, because Daddy doesn't drink coffee. But what's this? What's this? Did Frank always tend to drink his own craft beer and actually steal his family logo from it? Well, that's not right. Recently, we've talked about our backgrounds for our characters and talked about our backgrounds in real life. Now, my mom's side, British, raised on Benny Hill, as you know, blah, blah, blah. And Nana got me drinking something called a shandy. It's beer and ginger ale. And yes, you can put lemon in beer. But Frank, Aiden, do tell, what is this lemon straight into beer and you call a shandy? What's up?
Don't ask me. I've been 21 less than a month, and of that, I've drinking 5 beers, and that's it. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
I know.
Yeah,
Jesus.
exactly.
He's already wearing the skull T-shirt.
You got the rest of your life to develop your alcoholism.
that's right. Don't wear that thing out in one day.
So is that like American beer? Like, I know American beer can compared to Canadian beer is like making love in a canoe, but I've heard that one. I'm not fucking close to water.
Fair enough.
But
I don't know. I mean, just the way that some of the wheat beers go, they try to market it, by putting some citrus in there, whether it's an orange.
Yeah, but
lemon
that's what they call a shandy.
Whatever.
So
I don't call that a shandy. I call that orange in my beer.
Okay. Now, I'm not a big drinker. I do drink. And then when people go, oh, I don't drink, but for dietary reasons. And, there's special things on special occasions. But tonight, gentlemen, I showeth to you. That's a lemon shandy.
Is that
Leinenkugel? I typed it in the chat because there's no way. They wrote it in like handwriting across the label. So there's no way I can pronounce it.
Oh, dude, that's a good beer.
Leinenkugel.
That's
Leinenkugel. It's German. Or it could be Dutch or Austrian.
It could be Dutch, isn't that strange?
Couldn't it be both?
Leinenkugel.
That is weird.
That's weird. This is a German-Dutch conglomeration.
Und ja, Freund. Das ist wunderbar.
Wunderbar.
Oh, here's
I don't think I can put it into words, gentlemen, so I'll just have to show you visually what I think of this.
It's tasty.
I thought you were going to start masturbating.
Like sucking. It's that good.
I two-handed power bombed it, you sick little mother.
Remember, this is a podcast, so that still hasn't been
He
clarified.
put both hands around it before he shoved it down his throat.
Ooh.
Power bombed it real well.
Power bomb. All right.
Yeah, I don't know that having your pinky up makes it any better, Jeff.
No.
Actually, having his pinky up makes him sophisticated.
Makes it fancy.
Makes me feel fancy, even though it's spilling down my chin onto my chest. And tonight we are sporting another one of Synthetic Bliss's t-shirt line for a logo for us, the Rollmongers podcast, the D20 Sporting Shield and Lance, because tonight we're playing Dice before Dishonor. When last we left our heroes, I believe a certain benefactor, a Mr. Romeo Casti, who in this entire time has funded expeditions, been the source of your enjoyment and adventure, sent you abroad all over Taldor and a little bit across the border. Well, actually, across the border twice. East and west. You've been abroad. And what thanks do I get? No, he's not really noble. He's using dirty money. And I'll stand right next to whisper to your cousin. Why demand satisfaction? So, picture the scene. The blue ball in space. A ship approaching. A starship just passing the planet of Octurne. No, sorry. Wrong podcast. Falling from the sky over top of Taldor. That's I actually think just interrupt myself because I can.
Can you interrupt yourself?
Has anyone heard the song Edelweiss, which was the national anthem back in Song of Music for...
Edelweiss.
Right, so I think opera or Taldor should have an anthem. You know what I mean? Something that's sort of steeped in its quasi-Roman tradition of expansion back in the day and now into its French decadence. Can you have that to me by Thursday, Matt? Thank you. Okay, so dropping out of the sky into court, the palace, as we mentioned before, 2 men doff their cloaks, roll up their sleeves, and draw their weapons to be placed on dainty-looking pillows because we don't want this to be Mortal Kombat. that's uncivilized. And they are handed a wooden replica of their weapon of choice. Lord Gildervarth. What does your sword look like? What does it resemble? This piece of wood that you're going to whack at thee with?
Let's see. It would just be like your standard long swordy wooden
a long sword. Traditional. Manly.
A long sword, yes.
Your opponent, Romael Casti, if that is his real name, draws a rapier.
Of course he does.
And hands it over and takes a thinner stick that kind of waggles a little bit when he tests it in the air. A switch, as it were.
Switch.
Doffing his Santa Claus cloak. Now, Fan told me that they thought Romero was a heavyset man. He is not. But describing the Santa Claus cloak, the white fur trim on the red, I could see where they maybe got that possession. No, Winston is our, shall we say, largest or rotund cavalier. Romeo Casti is a man, I would say, in his early 30s, a ginger beard, curly, reddish-orange hair, the poofy, I forget what they call them, the bellboys pants that come to the knee and then hose underneath and the buckle shoe. One's poofy cavalier shirt that tends to get one laid on Halloween if you know how to put it into a costume properly.
Yes.
And doffing said cloak. The crowd pushes furniture back to make room for the combatants. You have your 30-foot spread, as it were. Let us zoom in on the scene and see Winston and everyone just backing right up.
Nothing to see here. Give him some space.
Move along. Nothing to see.
Yep.
Move along. Nothing to see. Let me...
Hello. My name is Amigo Montoya.
All right. Let us assume that all space in front of the couches circling the fire pit is open ground.
Danger zone.
So picture 4 Duvons on the corners of a square, forming sort of a off-kiltered square with a large 10-foot in diameter fire pit in the center. The combatants face off each other in a salute either side and wait for the princess's blessing to begin. She begins by saying, "Gentlemen, I implore you, this is court, and although I shall deem this duel both legal and pray non-lethal, hence your weapons have been confiscated and these practice dueling swords in their place, draw no other weapon. The conditions are to yield, not disarmament, and I bid you both remember where you are and whose eyes are upon you." Turning, both giving a bow and a salute to the princess, a strange combat Star Trek-y one-on-one music begins to play in the background from the minstrels, and the combatants close.
Wait, you mean the kind that's not copyrighted?
That's right. Sort of an alternate version. That's why I said Star Trek-y as opposed to just straight up.
No, trying to get us sued?
6 seconds. 6 seconds. We're good. Fair use. One
Mississippi
of you. No, nay, I say, it's a free country. All of you dare dareth any of you dare to interfere? All roll for initiative.
I see not myself on the initiative order.
Did thou'st select thyself?
Mine self has been selected. I pulleth the pin and the holy hand grenade.
Gentlemen, I present to you the new dice tower. Although made of cardboard,
It's almost like concrete.
And quite affordable at under $15 Canadian, thanks to Warworld at www.warwargaming.com. I found this to be a less ripoff from playing for $30, $50 for a piece of plastic in the same mold. This will do nicely. And although not giving that gratification sound, it keeps me from losing my dice because I have too much on my desk running technical and podcastical and testicle and DMical.
Who doesn't?
Only for good luck.
To cool them off while rolling dice.
I said I was tossing my rocks, but I didn't specify.
Why do you think the camera's from the shoulders up?
Always.
He's at a standing desk.
Shoulders up. Always shoulders up, God.
All right.
God.
Roll shitty.
Oh, I rolled well.
I got
And I'll likely have a good modifier.
Likely.
Everyone roll, and we shall go around the room and ask you all.
Here we are to cheer the day.
Ah, there he is. Romeo Casti. Now, you are first level, and all I shall tell you about Mr. Alcasti
is he is not.
Knowledge, nobility, I shall start with. As a freebie, me to you, because I'm a benevolent DM. Generosity is my middle name.
May I take a 10 on this roll?
Sure.
18.
Reputation precedes him. Romeo Casti is a challenge rating of 2. His morals would lay him somewhere in the neutral axis. And you believe he is a skilled bard. A few levels, well, what's in a level? What's a level? You don't know. Above yourself. Decently strong, cunning, charming.
You find yourself slightly attracted to him.
Especially now that he's taking some of his clothes off.
Oh, behave.
All that doffing.
All that doffing.
Can we see his titties?
Weak sauce.
No. But I will tell you, he has an initiative modifier of +5, bringing me up to 24.
Thou art going first.
Fall got a 24. Ooh, what is your modifier for your dexterity, sir?
Oh, modifier for dexterity.
Am I fighting, or can I just eat?
Dex modifier is 4.
If anyone wishes to break this combat for any crazy reason, I just want you all to stay in the moment, and you can act upon your turn, or endlessly delay, you know.
I'll give you my initiative, good sir.
Thank you.
I'm going to push your button.
My dexterity modifier is 4.
It did. It sucked, but it did. 6 for my initiative.
Okay, and that would technically put Fall on top. I don't see you on the turn track, sir.
Yes, because I do not have an actual character sheet set up, so I can't roll initiative. I need you to add my token manually.
Yep, yeah. Me too.
Right.
Ha!
I got 21 initiative.
Aha! Going down 15 to 20s?
Because, as Frank noted earlier, I don't always roll a 20, but when I do, it doesn't count.
But when I do.
It's the Rollmonger's motto.
All right, Fall got you in there. Dropping 10-ish, 5 to 10?
That would be me and Winston.
All right, what'd you get there, Leon?
10.
All right. So, using the magic of Roll20 to realign my initiative track order. Oh. Let's start with Fall, who I believe is still hanging out with...
so for my turn, I
Lady
would
Marilla.
be... Well, I'm actually going to delay until after combat starts.
All right.
Oh, but of course.
She leans over and whispers in your ear, care to make a wager?
As much as I owe many things to Lord Gildevard.
And which gentleman do you favor?
I wager on Alcasti.
Really?
Oh, you rat bastard.
Hey, you can't hear me.
Oh, the fuck, dude?
Two fingers up, right?
Dude,
I pulled your ass out of a river.
that's right.
Last minute preparations before combat. They bring each gentleman a bit of a drink, and there's Guild of Varth knocking back a shandy. Actually, what are you knocking back there today?
Today it's Two Towns Cider House Pacific Pineapple.
Yes, and because it sports the family crest, of course. I love that black silhouetted tree on there. It's awesome.
That sounds delicious.
Dude, it's like drinking candy.
It sounds so good.
It's so good.
Can we get it here? Could we import it? Hands across the water. Oh, he's doing the teardrop down the face. Thanks, man.
I'm so sad you can't have one.
I'm partaking in something that you Americans...
Holy
know nothing
shite.
about.
Oh, that's see now beyond shandy.
Clamato?
Yeah,
It's not racist or anything. You guys don't have Caesar in the States. You
is
have
it's my
Bloody
drink.
Marys.
That's my drink of choice, man.
This is my drink of choice. So much my drink of choice that I buy it by the case now.
Damn.
Yep. Nothing like a good Caesar.
Delicious. And I just wanted to prove to people that you can literally live on nothing but tomatoes.
Do you actually rim the can just for?
Pardon me?
What? Excuse me?
Ace.
Is that like doffing your cape?
No, gentlemen.
No,
we're talking about drinks.
Actually, that is the one part of the Caesar I do not like.
Okay.
Is the rimmer.
Is an actual sort of a salt-based powder that the wet edge of the glass goes into that you can sort of sip and add as you turn the glass around and getting the salty substance in your drink.
Yeah, on a margarita they mix salt and sugar together, and they do that with that. They do that, but on a Caesar it's celery salt and seasoning salt mixed together and then rimmed.
That sounds good.
It's brown. It actually looks like cinnamon on the edge of your glass. Sounds quite good.
Mix a little vodka in there, and
that's a Caesar
for our next get together. Because if you're listening to this, you must know that our studio is virtual. We use Zencaster, we use OBS, we use Roll20, we use Zoom, and none of us are in the same room together, but we do have sort of a face-to-face on a video chat so we can see each other as well as the game board. Recently,
we all speak binary.
Yes. Recently, we all tried to go to a convention, and that kind of panned out. So we gathered in my kitchen/living room, brought in some friends, some other Canadians, because it's easier to get them over here than fly people in from the States at last minute notice, and tried our hand at 2nd edition. And you can hear a little bit tidbit of that, because instead of playing Doomsday Dawn like everyone else, we tried a Pathfinder Society adventure called Arklord's Envy. We got halfway through it, about 6 hours, and we will begin posting it soon as Rollmonger's official playtest test, and we'll be adding and swapping out some of the cast so everybody has a go.
So, Jay, you've done more reading on 2nd Ed. Quick question for you. What do they do with the ride skill? Did they append that at all?
The ride skill at the moment is a skill feat. Otherwise, it requires a handle animal check before you make your ride check.
Yeah, you have to make it animal friendly to you if you want to ride it.
Which you can do by either intimidating it or...
Right. And since this is going to be a mounted combat campaign, we shall adopt all those rules now. Quit your whining. Anyway.
I mean, come on, a feat? Are you kidding me? So there's not like a single commoner that can ride a horse with any proficiency.
Getting back to the conversation at hand.
It's a skill feed. You don't have to put that many investments in it. Come on.
Young Master Fafal.
Dilly.
You telling me you actually favor the accused would-be lord over the man who saved your life?
I do not see it as an accused man versus my lord. I see it as two combatants.
How very interesting.
And when it comes combatant to combatant, I'm very good at reading people. Truly, truly. And Alcasti has some things hidden up his sleeve, I'm sure of this. He is a man that, there's more than meets the eye. And, I got a gut feeling. Little whisper of wind, would you say, that I favor him in this fight.
All right.
Not letting on who she might know is the better man, or who she may or may not know more about. She sort of looks you over and makes a decision and says, all right, I'll wager you this. If your man wins, I shall wait for Frank to stop making noise.
Oh, that was so win.
I shall see what I can do.
I wish the audience at home could see the expression on Frank's face right now.
I shall remove everyone's initiative. Maybe that'll keep them from talking and interrupting. I shall see what I can do to fast track that certain application into our society.
Sounds wonderful.
Now, I'm not saying if you lose, I will slow it down. Due process, and we are having a look at you.
But of course.
And, the society, I believe, could use someone like you. However, if your man wins, I will personally fast track said application. If your man loses, your first mission will, well, perhaps you'll find yourself outside of Taldor.
Oh no.
And she leaves it. She leaves it at that. Romeo, as both those two look up, they see Romeo moving in and closing the gap on Varth. Have at you.
Spins a chamber, puts gun to his head. Misses.
10. Switch. It just kind of closes his eyes and he's just waggling
so as he
the rapier.
Whips his blade at me, I take a step back out of the way, unfasten my own cloak, let it drop to the ground, and kind of kick it aside. Take the tabard that I was wearing under it off, revealing a very fine set of parade armor that I'd been wearing. Or this is called Taldane dress armor.
Mm-hmm.
Not much by way of armor bonus, but does look quite snazzy.
I believe it's on par with studded leather, like a +3, yes?
It's plus... Yeah, something like that. Let me look. Yeah, +3.
Every rogue should have one.
Every.
So, a Taldane, folks from Taldor who wear this stuff could technically do roguish stuff and get away with it, because they'll never, arrest the guy that's so nicely dressed. May I note, sir, that it is your turn soon. Bartholomew.
Yes.
Anything going on in your corner?
I watched the combat.
All right. Lord Gildevarth, it comes down to your turn. May I add, there's a -1 penalty for using, I wouldn't say it's improvised, but a practice version of the real thing, because it's not weighted properly.
Okay. Test this.
I'm sorry. I almost forgot. What is your flat-footed AC? Because I went first on the round, and you were flat-footed. Check it and see. You lose your bonus to your AC.
I have no Dex 2 AC. The number's 10, Jeff. Suck it right now. I've got no Dex. Yeah.
For those in the know, that was actually quite a good sick double burn on me, and Frank has no idea the win he just got for GCP Nation. All right.
All right. So I will have at him, taking a couple of test swipes with this wooden weapon to gauge its weight and efficiency. I will, as a swift action...
On your turn, you're like, wait a minute, move action. See that? That's going to be you. And then you just bring it to bear.
And then I issue forth a challenge. Aha. Suck it.
Ooh. Is that a free action, a standard action, a move action?
It's a swift action.
Oh, sweet. Okay.
So as a swift action, I utter forth the, sword challenge. Once per day, cavalier can challenge a foe to combat. The cavalier chooses one target within sight. The cavalier's melee attacks do extra damage. Against the target of his challenge, extra damage is equal to the cavalier's level. So,
wow, the grieving mother from Kadira busts in. Where the hell was that when you were protecting my son? Not one of you issued a challenge, my son.
I never got a chance to attack.
Really? We're like an episode what? And you guys just start using your abilities now.
Yep, and...
Shame on you all.
Let's see, where am I?
You don't break out the big guns till you need them, Jeff.
Take a 5-foot step, turn, and swing! AC 13.
No. Sorry. Deftly dodging. And a little sidestep in his hose and his buckled shoes. And dodge.
Hosiery.
He's wearing hose.
Hosiery.
Hosiery?
He's wearing pantyhose.
He's wearing hosiery? All right. Yeah, look. See? It's down below the knee. Sort of a goldish tan color. With his, I'd say, mauve or pink leggings with a crimson stripe. Matching his doublet vest and his gold suit vest, puffy sleeves. We do look fashionable while we fight. Next up, Leon. What's going on in your corner, sir?
Absolutely nothing. I would never interrupt a combat.
Okay. Winston has left to go into the kitchen. back to Fafal.
At this time, I would pull the envelope and papers that I had gathered previously on our adventures in my scarf and hand them over to Lady Marilia.
Well. I must say this sweetens the deal. I was right to bet on you. Now let's see how well I fare betting against you. Do you care to up the ante?
Oh, my dear, I would love to, but at the same time, I'm a man of, at the moment, a few coin.
Oh, no. We're betting on your career.
Oh, my career.
I would never take money from you. After all, if I'm going to be your future employer, as it were.
Fair enough. We must start things off having a little fun. Sure, let's up the ante. What do you have in mind?
Well, assuming you lose the bet, and due process does put you in my organization, I can't help to notice that you have a certain, shall we say, je ne sais quoi about your complexion. Tell me, have you ever been to Osirian?
I've stopped there once or twice, breezed through as it may, but never for long. It's a nice place. What do you ask?
So you've spent most of your time in Qadira, then?
Yes, most of my time in Qadira.
Oh, we shall see, she says, placing two delicate fingers on her chin and sort of mimicingly pointing her head as if you should turn back to the combat as well. Romeo coming back in strongly, swishing, swashing. 16.
Oh, hits.
Ha ha! First touch is mine.
I got a feeling that's not the first time he said that.
For 5 points of non-lethal damage. Whack.
You.
Luckily, he can't hear you. But he does jump back, and you just kind of like Bartholomew leans in and tells the noble beside him. Bartholomew leans in and... Bartholomew, can I have a... We have knowledge martial, knowledge tactics, I believe?
I
think there's a martial knowledge, is there not?
I don't know. No, I have no knowledge of such things.
Knowledge tactics with Merrick and Ryan's go-to in Star Wars, and we shot first. But in this, I believe they've had added, at least in Hero Lab, they had knowledge martial.
Okay.
Okay. How about this?
Okay.
I'll give you a flat check. Give me your intelligence modifier and your level. Add them together, and give me a roll.
I got a 19.
Well, he's contemplating. Under these circumstances, in-house, around some furniture that's just close enough to be distracting, in light armor or no armor, with the lighter sword, if we're just whacking at each other, going for touches and small amounts of damage, the positioning, the stances of the two men, the way they fight, odds do favor Romeo. Your tactical knowledge tells you this. I'm not saying he's a sin in for the win, but he does have the advantage. Lord Gildevarth, it is your turn, sir. Good luck to you.
So I will attempt to demoralize him and bring his motives into question as to why he feels like he deserves the honor to be in this court, that he is unworthy.
And are you proclaiming this loudly, or are you getting all soft in his face?
I am proclaiming this loudly so that his public humiliation is for everyone to see.
Okay. And this is an intimidate check, I believe.
Check, yeah.
And is there a flat DC, or you just got to hit my...
So, let me look here.
Actually, I got it here on the magic screens that I never use.
10 plus hit dice plus wisdom modifier.
All right.
Here we go. 20.
Yes. Yes.
Let's see. So, let's see what the effect is. So, he's demoralized. Kind of whip my sword around as I kind of dust the bruise off my cheek with one hand. That's a pretty substantial hit for me. I don't have many hit points. And say that regardless of that hit, he is unworthy to even stand before me.
Okay. All the color drains out of his face. He looks down at his sword. He was sure he hit you in the shoulder, and now you're kind of doing that, You've really pissed me off. And he looks rather uncertain and nervously starts looking around as we, recircle.
So I think a shaken is -2 to a few things, but I don't have the chart up in front of me right now.
That's fine. And with the shaken condition. Now, is that a standard action to demoralize me?
Yeah.
Okay. And you want to move?
I will. Yeah, I'll take a 5-foot step back.
Okay. Now, Leon has stated that he would not interfere, and the gentleman can see me ticking by the counter, so I'll wait to see if anyone jumps in. Leon, Winston, back to Fafal.
But I would definitely follow up with, well, if that is the ante if I lose, what about if I win?
She smiles at you and says, I'm not betting on Varth to win. I'm just betting whether or not you and your man lose. You agreed to my terms too quickly, young Master Fafal, she says, smiling, but we shall see.
Ooh, you have played me, my dear.
Turning back to the combat, Romeo hesitates, looking around the room, realizing he can't just sort of back down now. He does continue, but the man does look visibly shaken. Less panache in his step, coming at you with what should be a higher roll. He lunges unsurely, but still the weight and the lack of movement around scores him a total of 16, more based on luck than skill.
Hits.
This time only 3 points, not hitting you as badly, grazing your leg. You have taken a total of 8 hit points non-lethal, sir.
8 of 11.
8 of 11. Bartholomew.
I always knew Samish's tongue was sharper than his sword. I think to myself.
He is 15 feet from you. Do you wish to aid your companion in this fight somehow? You can't interfere. However, you do notice the crowd are jeering and making suggestions and get him and that kind of thing. Perhaps some tactical advice? Think of Rocky, and there's the little man in the corner, whether or not Rocky can hear him, they're always like, get out of there, get him in the corner, that kind of thing.
Can I intimidate him to do better? I swear, Samish, you're going to get it twice as worse if you take this.
I don't think it works that way.
I was thinking more of like an aid another check, which I would allow to give Samish, a possible bonus. If you pull off the DC, when you want to intimidate him, he just complies, right?
I'm sorry.
I'm going to check.
I'm so sorry.
This is an interesting thing I'm willing to explore. Okay. Intimidate check, and if Frank doesn't mind, we'll actually have it go straight off of Frank's level and such. So a 10 plus Frank's level is... Varth's level is 1. Plus Varth's wisdom modifier, which would be what?
+1.
Okay, so a DC of 12.
Okay.
So make your intimidate check. Let's hear what Bartholomew has to say in his deep voice, shouting across the crowd. Now, people are shouting, and he is more than 10 feet away. So it's -1 for 10 feet, so that's 13. And in the din, I'm going to say there's another, let's say 2. Because everyone hearing their own voice of allies would want...
14.
Oh, well, sir. What were we at? 12, 13, 14. That would be 15. That would be so close, but no.
So close.
So close, but no. Might I suggest, if you want to attempt this again, that you just delay your action until a point where there's a dip in the crowd volume? Try again for him next round?
Yeah.
Okay, everyone's shouting at you. You think you hear Bartholomew threatening crowd, He's rallying to your defense, Varth, like he's threatening people that are cheering for Romeo, maybe. Can't quite make it out when you must concentrate on the fight. Lord Varth, it is your turn. What do you do?
I will step forward and attack. Hiya! Do these wooden swords have a crit range of 19 to 20 like a regular long
Yes, they will.
Then that's a threat.
Ooh.
And roll to confirm.
What did you get? You got a natural 19.
Oh, son of a bitch. Rolled off the 19.
Oh.
Roll to confirm.
A regular hit, and the fight, pray, continues.
Let's see if there's an ability checks. Nope. Demoralize does not help that. All right.
Okay.
For 4 points, I am destined to get my ass kicked.
Oh, Bartholomew. You're not sure if he heard you or not, but he does. He starts hitting back.
Thank you. Roll 20.
And they will never sponsor us because you guys keep bitching. Moving on. Maybe War Games will help us.
Fails outnumber the natural 20s almost 2 to 1.
Hey,
in almost everyone I've run. So.
I told you, boys, I don't mind not looking at ugly mugs. Just get your camera pointing at a dice tray and you can roll rocks like me. So, shall we continue? Leon, steadfastly watching, silently willing his companion to beat the crap out of this horrible, horrible little man. Winston, coming back from the kitchen. Halfling's gone. and you didn't miss much. Both men look like they're, just circling and whacking away. Fafal. Spirits lifted. Your guy, oh, no, wait a minute. Your guy led off heavy, then he got uncertain, and now the guy you're betting against starts getting hits on your dude. You remain silent. Silent.
No, I mean, Fafal pretty much would stay silent. He is not a cheerer. He isn't. Yeah, he's not a cheerleader.
Okay.
He's not a coach. He's not your ring man or whatever, your towel boy. He's an observer.
All right, gentlemen. Romeo, again, because I am a fair DM, we'll just get right in there. I am at -2. I'm shaken.
I think that only lasts a round.
Frank, shut up.
Oh, okay. Awesome.
I mean, it's 1 round for every time you beat it by 5, so...
Yeah, I got a 20 versus whatever the DC was.
12.
Oh, so he's...
Still shaking.
Still shaking.
Okay. 19 plus my bonuses, which is a critical threat with a melee rapier. Possible.
I was destined to
crit
lose this fight, so...
Possible crit threat. 15 and 17.
Yep.
Crit confirmed.
I'm out.
Hang on.
I only have 3 hit points, dude.
A bludgeoning, because it's a wooden sword. He goes, and you suffer what is known as a pimp slap.
Oh.
Non-lethal damage, and the target dazed for 1d4 rounds.
This is...
But your ego.
Okay.
Oh my god, a natural 1, which is... Now, does shaken affect my damage? Okay, so I actually owe you 2 hit points from last round.
Okay.
So you're actually at 6, not 8. And I only do 1 point this round, so now you're at 7. Taken off out of 11, okay? And you are dazed for 3 rounds.
Okay.
So he pimp slaps you, and you take it across the brow, and he begins, staggering around. The dazed condition. Anyone?
That doesn't. I got to start taking levels on Barbarian.
That's dazzled.
The creature is unable to see well because of overstimulation of the eyes.
It's a dazzled.
That's dazzled.
Is not dazed.
Dazed.
Ah, damn it.
So close.
Yeah, you were almost on that, buddy.
Look, they both...
Maybe you should lay off the beers.
Yeah, fuck off.
You need to slow down.
Look, it's D-A-Z-Z or D-A-Z-E. They're fucking close enough.
It's fine. Fafal will bring you back into the realm of the players, and we will have no more need for a rules lawyer.
No, but
it was a fun test.
That is a pretty brutal...
Can take no action, but has no penalty to AC.
So how long was I dazed for?
3 rounds.
Nice. This fight's over.
Maybe.
Unable to act normally, no actions. But doesn't... Now, how do you not have a... Okay, so you can't act normally, and yet you can keep your AC up? That's kind of interesting.
Well, you still have, you can still move around and stuff. You just can't, focus long enough to hit people with something.
Oh, okay. It's not saying the creature is unable to act normally. It's going, hey, the creature is unable to act normally, so he takes no actions. But, okay, I gotcha. Righto, Bartholomew. The crowd swoons, but does pause in its volume.
Ooh. Now I can yell.
Kick him in the tender bits.
Bite him. Don't kick. You might miss. Damn it, Samish Gildevarth. You're a high noble of Taldor. Act your part.
Okay. Awesome. Roll.
Is for intimidate.
For every 5 he beats your intimidate check, I will reduce the day's condition by 1 round.
27.
God.
27.
Jesus.
All right. That's going to peel off 2 rounds. It says here in the condition track, dazed usually lasts 1 round, and these nasty cards did 1d4. So, shaking your wits back into you, your friend helps you, not in the fight, but regarn your senses. When we come back around to your turn, I will end the day's condition. However, we are still in the same round that he dazed you. It is your turn. You can take no actions. Varth staggering around, Bartholomew yelling at him. You see Varth shaking his head vehemently to, try and shake off the effects, pressing his fingers into his eyes and his temples. And life basically sucks for you back to Fafal at the top of the... Lady Marilla leans in. All right, she says, sensing her loss. I'll let you in on a little secret. Team I'm about to lose. Instead of making you go where the society wishes you to go, we'll let you choose. But, she says, and she leans in and whispers something that makes both of Fafal's eyebrows shoot straight up in the air in surprise. The man's jaw opens up agape, and she just smiles once, like, yep, it's true. Romeo has the day. Now, first he was beat red and frustrated, abandoned satisfaction, stripped off his magnificent cloak, took up a wooden sword, and wanted just to beat the crap out of you. Flushed with his satisfaction of whacking you once, twice, unsure and a little bit demoralized, watching you stagger about, he decides to take the high road. And instead of getting his satisfaction, he turns to the princess and once more tries to salvage what he really wants, his case. What's interesting, though, is he is so flabbergasted at this point, his Taldan accent slips back into his Varisian accent that he picked up so many years ago. Your Grace, I would never speak against a man who is so dearly related to yourself, but surely one cannot put faith into every rumor spoken at court, he says, sort of shrugging at Varth, implying if, the man can't even hold his feet, then perhaps he spoke ill. Now, besides what the princess may think, half of the crowd does kind of start reconsidering type of thing. Bartholomew, waiting to see if your words have an effect? Yes, they do. Varth takes the moment of reprise that he is given, collects his senses, you're certain because of your brave words and intimidation tactics, and once again, it is Varth's turn. The round is cleared. On Romeo's, as he turns his attention briefly to the princess, Lord Varth, what do you do? And you better make it good.